Now, welcome once again to this class. And we'll be talking about magnitude, modulus, or length. Now, don't be scared. When you hear the word find the modulus, right? Or you hear the word magnitude or length of a vector, they are all the same. Now, how do we find the magnitude or the modulus or the length of a vector? Finding the modulus or length or magnitude of a vector depends on its dimension. Now, for example, if vector A, right? If vector A is a dimensional vector, that is one dimension. That is right. Now, if you are said to find the length or modulus or magnitude of vector A, it is denoted by an absolute value of A, which is equals to, so magnitude can be said to find the magnitude, or they ask you to find the modulus, it's still the same, or they ask you to find the length, right? So it's still all the same. Are you with me? Now, the modulus or the length of A here is taken by this is how they represent it. Like you've taken absolute value, because the value of magnitude are always positive, is equals to square root of A squared. So this is how you find the magnitude, modulus, or length of a vector of one dimension. Now, let's assume that A becomes a two-dimensional vector. Now, if A becomes a two-dimensional vector, that implies that its length has to change, which is square root of A squared plus B squared. So this is now the formula that we use because it is a what? Two-dimensional vector. Now, if this becomes a three-dimensional vector, the length of this modulus has to increase. And what do you think is going to be? It's going to be A squared plus B squared plus C squared. So this is how we find the modulus or length of a vector based on its dimension. So that's all. Now let's pick up example where you'll be said to find any of this following. This could be said as its length, this could be said as its modulus, or its magnitude. Now let's pick up examples. Now, example, if vector A is 3i plus what? 4j. That means it's a two-dimensional vector. Now, they ask you to find this. Now, it is very, very much important that you know what this symbol stands for. This symbol stands for the magnitude or the length of A or the modulus of A. Now, since this is a two-dimensional vector, right? That means that the modulus or length of A becomes the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is equals to square root of 3 squared is 9 plus 4 squared is 16, which is equals to square root of what? 25, right? When you add up this, which is equal to 5. That means the length of vector A is 5 units. And that's all. It's very simple. Let's pick up another example. Now the next example says find the modulus of B if vector B is given this way. Now you can see that this is a three-dimensional vector, right? So the solution, the symbol, that is the modulus of B, right, is equals to the square root of the first coefficient is 2, that is 2 squared plus, now this is minus 1, isn't it? Because there is 1 here. That is minus 1 squared plus 2 squared, which is equals to square root of 2 square 4 plus minus 1 square is 1 plus 2 square is 4. That is equals to square root of 4 plus 1 plus 4, that becomes 9, and which is 3. That means the length of B is 3, or its modulus, or its dimension. And that's all. Let's move on with the next example. Hope you understood, right? That's nice. Thank you. Now we have another example. Now it says if U is this, V is this, and W is given, find the magnitude of UV minus U and W minus 2U. Now, you can see that we need the knowledge of scalar multiplication here, isn't it? And addition and subtraction before we can solve this. So if you don't understand what scalar multiplication is, addition and subtraction, you can check up on the videos I've recorded earlier. Now, let's go on. Now, the first thing we have to do is to calculate these values before we can find its modulus or its magnitude. So the first one, 2V minus U, implies 2 into brackets. What's our V? Our V is given as I plus 3J minus K, right? Minus U. And U is what? Minus I minus J plus 2K. Now, let's try to add up. Now, this time this becomes 2I plus, we are expanding, 6J minus 2K, right? Minus times minus becomes plus I, plus J, okay, then minus 2K. Isn't it? So what's the next thing? Is to collect like component together. So this becomes, this is I, that is 2I plus I plus 6J, right? Plus J, are you with me? Plus minus 2K minus 2K, minus 2K minus 2K. Now, since we have this, and let's add up. So 2, and don't forget this is 1, right? That becomes 3I plus 6 plus 1. That becomes 7J. Isn't it? Then minus 2 minus 2, that's minus 4. Times this becomes minus, this is 7, that is minus 4. Okay. So this is what we have as the outcome of this. Now, we just use this to obtain the value of this, right? Now let's go back, and that is not our main purpose, right? The question asks us to find the magnitude. So let's return this. So I can clean this up and write our values, isn't it? So we had 3I, right? Plus 7J minus 4K. Now, the modulus. Now, when we want to find the modulus, we have to put this sign, right? Minus 2. So which is equals to, and this has become a single, the square root of 3 square plus 7 square, right? Plus minus 4 square, which is equals to square root of, now 3 square, that gives what? That gives 9 plus, this is 49 plus 16, isn't it? Now, if we sum that up, which will have square root of, this plus this is 49, so 49 plus 25, that gives, this is 4, this is 1, that's 74, isn't it? So we have 74. So this is the magnitude of this. Is that clear? So this is the magnitude. And you can see that this is in a short form. So you may simplify if possible. Can this be simplified? Let's check it out. Now, don't forget that if you want to simplify, this is not a solid class. If you want to simplify a solid, the number under the root has to be the product of two numbers. Isn't it that one of the number must be a perfect square? So let's think of that. Do we have any number that you can multiply to get this? Since this 74 cannot be expressed as the product of two numbers, so that one will be a perfect square, then you can leave your answer this way. And let's try number 2. I think you're able to do that, but let's do that together. You can pause the video and try it. Now, let's try to solve number 2. Number 2 says w minus 2u. So let's do the same thing. So w is I minus 2j, right? I plus 3k, that is w, minus 2 into bracket u, which is a scalar product of this, as minus I, right, minus j plus 2k. Now, let's expand this bracket. So with what we have I minus 2j plus 3k, right? Minus 2 times minus 1, that becomes plus 2i. Minus 2 times minus 1, that's plus 2j, right? Minus times minus. Minus times this becomes minus, and we have 4k. And the next thing is collect what? Like components. So this is I and this is I. That is I plus 2i, right? Plus, what do we have? We have minus 2j, right? This is minus 2j minus plus, okay, plus 2j. So this is k plus 3k minus 4k. Okay, so this is 1. 1 plus 2 becomes 3i. Now, minus 2 plus 2, that's all. You don't have any, that becomes plus 0. J rather. Then 3 minus 4, that becomes minus k. So this becomes the resulting answer when w is being, when minus 2 is being supplied from w. So let's rewrite that, and don't forget that the question asks us to calculate the modulus, right? Now let's do that. So let me clean off this and write the resulting answer, which is 3i, right, minus k. So this is what we have as our answer. Now let's find the modulus. So you put the symbol w minus 2u. So that becomes square root of, this becomes 3 squared. You don't need to write 0 squared because 0 squared is still 0, and you had it, it has no effect. Plus minus 1 squared. Exactly. So which is equals to square root of, this is 9 plus 1, which is equals to square root of 10. So since this cannot be expressed as a product of two numbers, which one is what? In which one of them is a perfect square, that means that this is called a basic solid, a solid that cannot be simplified. So this is also your answer. I think you've understood how we calculate the length modulus and mark this as a vector, right? Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you love this video, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you can receive notifications when new videos have been published. Thank you. See you in the next class.